while we are watching the Georgetown and Colorado game. This has been an ass kicking by Colorado the whole time. Oh, that's a foul. Yep. Picking up here 70-50. Colorado's up over Georgetown, 9:50 left to go. Colorado has hit tons and tons of threes. They have not missed. And Georgetown has just been stagnant offensively. It's been really tough to watch. So they've gotten the ball inside occasionally here and there, but they just have not been able to get any good looks consistently. They've been really struggling, turning the ball over, fouling quite a bit, while Colorado is just whipping that ball around, man. Just whipping it. They are getting every clean shot they want. And that first half was a clinic on ball movement and just open shot making, man. They went 11 of 16 in the first half. It's crazy. So let's see where we're at, 9:31. Looks like Georgetown just picked up a foul. Going into the 1-and-1. You got Batty shooting 1-and-1 right now. Oh, no, Batty's not shooting. Who's shooting? Number 5. I can't see his name. Schwartz. He's knocked down a couple of threes. Had lots of good looks, even when he hasn't knocked them down. Georgetown, it's a nice story in getting into the tournament, man, but they were not ready. And Colorado is just shooting the lights out of the ball. And the other bad thing about Georgetown is Colorado is a great free throw shooting team. As of right now, the best free throw shooting team in the country. Ever. Not just this year, but literally ever. That was on the graphic there earlier. So we're talking about a team that if you try and play foul ball, if you do manage to make this close, Colorado's just going to put you away at the line, man. Oh, they did miss one, though. Georgetown got a nice, easy layup there. Guy with the face mask, number 13. Don't know his name. But Georgetown's been bringing some pressure, and they haven't forced a lot of turnovers, but they did just get a 10-second call a little bit ago. You know, they have been getting the ball, getting some tipped balls, getting some deflections. So that's been good to see for Georgetown, but it's too little too late. They needed to turn that pressure on early. And then it's just been a layup line when they don't get a stop. When they don't get a trap, when they don't get any pressure on the ball, they're just going right to the rim, man. Like number 12, Jabari Walker, he's got 24 on 9 of 10 shooting. Like, and a lot of those were just wide open shots from the first half. And Georgetown's they can't work the ball inside. Anytime they do get the ball inside, they're just throwing up half hooks, and it's like just tough. It's real tough. And you think that they'd be able to get on the offensive glass and do something about it, but they have not been able to generate good looks, and then they've not been able to get second chance opportunities. I know they're beating Colorado in second chance opportunities, but with the amount of shots that they've missed and the amount of shots that they've had to take that have just been tough ones, I mean, they haven't gotten anything, and then Colorado comes right back down, gets the ball inside out, bangs a three from the top of the key. I mean, it's just been the entire game like this. Parquet shooting 3 for 3. He's got 10, knocked down a couple of threes. Turnover with Georgetown. They're just pushing 15 of 22 from 3. Fast break layup. I mean, this is just a domination. This game is over. Kansas, Eastern Washington. Looks like that game's getting a little bit closer. It's a 1-point game up there. Kind of surprising that Eastern Washington has settled in and kind of figured out Kansas. Kansas got off to a good start. They were up for a good while there, but it's kind of surprising that Eastern Washington's been able to settle back in and figure out how to play with Kansas. I mean, you'd think Kansas would be able to figure out the game and just put the pedal to the metal and take it from Eastern Washington. But we've had a lot of those smaller schools kind of show up. I mean, the biggest one being Ohio State just getting beat by Oral Roberts. Like, what are we doing? And take nothing away from Oral Roberts. They just absolutely killed Ohio State. Ohio State did not get any stops. Oral Roberts got the leading scorer in the country. He's making a whole bunch of shots. It's the last name of Isthmus. I don't know how that's happening with the way that's spelled it, but whatever, man. He made shots all game long, all day long. And then O'Banner. That dude's a beast, man. He was all over the place. So when you got EJ Liddell, he's not playing. He played relatively well, tweaked his back a little bit. He had to come out for a stretch there in the second half or Roberts kind of solidified where they were feeling and how they were feeling, and they just continued to push the Buckeyes. And that final minute, I know it's been an issue for them, this year of just closing games, but that final minute, they were up. I think they were up 2 or 3, and then it was turnover, and then just a terrible missed shot. And then on the other end, they're giving up open looks just because those guys are good. They're going to get an open look every now and then. You don't become the leading scorer in the country by not creating open looks. So, Oral Roberts they just beat Ohio State, and they just weren't ready. They didn't shoot great from the line. I think they were 8 of 15, not great. Definitely not what you're looking for to close out a game. And it was just difficult to watch because Washington's out there trying to force up shots, took that bad last shot with that. He took like a 6-foot step back. It's like, why are you jumping back so far, man? Just pull up. If you're going to take a step back, then you can't fade away on the setback too. You got to go straight up and get as much power. And then his shot ended up being short. It's like, well, it's because you're fading back and you're stepping back and everything's going backwards away from the rim. Of course you're going to be short. You have to adjust for that with your arms. And it's really tough to do something, it's a shot he's capable of making, but not a shot he's going to make all the time. And then that last shot, I stood up. I thought he had made that last one because he got a clean look, about as clean as you're going to get at that point in the game. What more could you ask for? Offensive rebound, got a nice, easy pass, clean look, just didn't knock it down. And it's hard to deal with because, you're a 2 seed. You played well for the majority of the year. You've had, some things went well. You made it to the Big Ten championship game, and then you just get into the NCAA tournament and just absolutely shit the bed. It's a real bummer. Oh my God, Georgetown can't get anything. Georgetown cannot get anything to go in. Tried to take a fairly open shot from the corner, and then just gets his shit rejected, just sent right back out of there. And that's just been the story of the day, man. Georgetown just doesn't have it. They just don't have it. And Patrick Ewing, I don't know what to think about Patrick Ewing, man. I really don't. Because I think he's good. Like a lot of NBA players seem to be very good motivators and seem to be very good at, pushing the right buttons, getting guys to play hard, getting guys to do the right things effort-wise, getting guys to do the right things, playing with heart, playing with passion, playing with energy. That never seems to be an issue with former players, college or in the NBA, same thing. But the X's and O's, not that he doesn't know what he's doing. He obviously knows what he's doing X's and O's wise, but the offense seems to get stagnant. The offense seems to just get bogged down. And this happens, with I can think of Doc Rivers in the NBA. Doc's teams, they just get stale. They just get stagnant. That's why Doc's been coaching 4 or 5 teams now. Like he brings in that culture immediately. And it's successful because it gets the guys to buy in. He gets them to play hard. He gets them to change, the way they see themselves and the way they want to play for him. And they want to play for him. They love playing for him. He's a good coach, and that's something he's really good at. He really excels at. But then they just don't change. They don't improve. They just don't build on that initial bump that he brings to every team. It's happening now with the Sixers. He brings that initial bump, and then he gets guys to start believing in themselves and playing hard. And Embiid's having, an MVP type of year. And Simmons is playing well. He's finding his role. He's doing all the little things that help him be more successful, even though he can't and won't shoot on a regular basis. So it's really tough to see how that's working with the X's and O's. But really, it just comes down to effort right now. It's just Doc Rivers they just bring more effort for Doc Rivers than they do for other coaches. And for former players, that seems to be the way that they do it. You'll get Steve Nash, and Steve Nash comes in, and he's been a player development coach, and he's been, this and that in certain organizations. And, he's been around the block in terms of being in an organization before. He's not just stepping right off the court into a coaching job. But when you have guys like that, like that's really what it's about is the motivational, is getting those guys, to believe in themselves and to push themselves, especially the younger guys like Bruce Brown and Joe Harris and things like that. Like the talent will take care of itself, but what you have to do is motivate that talent to make it happen. And all those guys know how to play really well and things like that. So you don't have to be an X's and O's guy when you have all the talent in the world. But when you aren't just loaded with talent all the time, you have to be more than a motivator. You have to have the X's and O's. You have to have the things that make guys want to work for you and then put them in position to succeed. And getting back to this Colorado and Georgetown game, they have just been fucking outgunned just from the jump. They are now down 30. Georgetown is, Georgetown knows this game's over. It's hard to keep playing when you're getting your ass handed to you, especially when you got so much time left. Like nobody wants to continue getting their dicks kicked in. It's not fun. No one enjoys that. So it's kind of a bummer to see. I mean, they were putting together a nice little run there. They got it down to, I think they got it down to what, 15, 18? They got it down to 15 or 18. Now it's just back up to 30. Like they made their run. Colorado started getting on a little run, and they just couldn't handle it. So this game's pretty much over. Oh, look at Eastern Washington pulling ahead of Kansas. That's what's up, boys. That is what's up. Eastern Washington's now up by 9 on Kansas, coming down to the end of that first half. I'm going to be switching over to the St. Bonaventure LSU game here in a hot second. Florida State's holding on against UNC Greensboro. UNC Greensboro playing pretty well for them. Leonard Hamilton's been doing good things at Florida State. I expect Florida State to win. The team that they put together they've got some talent. They've been able to do some things over the past couple of years, and I expect Leonard Hamilton to keep that program going. But they're going against the little guys, and it's just a walk to the rim, man. Just that's sad to see. Sad to see because Georgetown, played really well, ended up getting themselves into this tournament just by winning their conference tournament and playing through adversity and playing hard and doing all the things they needed to do, and just to get their ass handed to them like this. Bless you, Bubba. Is a real bummer. It just sucks, man. It just sucks. Because you want Patrick Ewing to be good. You want him to be successful, and he's only won like 4 games over 500 in his 4 years, and winning the Big East title through tournament, that helps. It helps keep him there at least another year, I would say. But this kind of stings. This puts a bad taste in your mouth here at the end of the year. And you always want guys who are really good with the team and really good with, as a player for that same team to come in and turn it around. Like Juwan Howard. Like that's ideally what you get, is you get your guy who he was a staple for you at Michigan. He was part of the Fab Five. He was this dude that, Michigan fans revere. And then he goes, has a nice NBA career, puts himself together. He's got, some experience on the bench, and then just comes in and immediately takes that team to the next level. I think, like, Juwan Howard's, like, what you want from a coach to come in right at the beginning and just immediately be successful. Immediately, not only the kids are juiced to play for him, but he's got the X's and O's, he's got the background, he's got everything that you need, and he just takes that team from where it was to the top level. And now they're a number 1 seed. Michigan's good. And any team that hires back, a legend or a dude who really was successful for them, that's really what all they're looking for. I mean, that's what Georgetown expected from Patrick Ewing. And I hope Patrick Ewing is successful. I mean, I hope he is able to – he's got a good recruiting class coming in. Hopefully he can turn some of that in. And when he's got – that's part of the thing is those legendary guys, they're able to bring in that talent because they are the name. And so hopefully with Georgetown having a good recruiting class coming in – another one. Oh, no, offensive foul. They'll have a little bit more talent. And then, Patrick Ewing is able to kind of make those strides and take the next step with Georgetown, kind of after taking over John Thompson III, just kind of reestablishing the culture of the expectation to win and the expectation to get talent and be, successful in the Big East and things like that. So hopefully, Georgetown has a better showing next year, but this is just a real bummer. This has been probably the most lopsided game that I've seen. Florida State starting to pull away from UNC Greensboro. Good. Eastern Washington up 8.5 on Kansas. Impressive. I'm surprised. I'm impressed. That was not what I expected. I expected Kansas to potentially have a strong storm to have to deal with right off the gate from Eastern Washington. All those little schools, the ones that come from smaller conferences, they all come in juiced to play a big guy like Kansas or, like Florida State, like Oral Roberts. They all come in juiced, and then they're all ready to go. They're playing against the big guys. They want to prove themselves. They want to show that the guys playing for that school, they could be playing for the big schools just as well. But you always have to expect that. And then you expect the talent to even things out, and the more established coaches to kind of get those things kind of under control and figure it out. But I can't get TBS right now. But when that game comes back on, I will certainly be hoping to get into that. Probably pull it up on my phone just to keep an eye on it. See what's actually happening. Is Eastern Washington shooting shit out of the ball? Maybe, I don't know. But I know Colorado is. Colorado's up by 30. Just putting the pounding. Just putting a freaking pounding on Georgetown. Let's see. Let's pull up that LSU St. Bonaventure game. Oh, this game looks like it's a rough one. LSU started 1 for 12. Woo. What the hell is going on? LSU just had one dude just dribbling around. Everybody else just stagnant, in cement, standing around. 3 dudes just standing around the perimeter while one dude just tries to dribble in. Able to get in there. Got a foul. But now I see why LSU has started off that way. Wow. 8:55 left. And St. Bonaventure's still in single digits. And LSU's only got 11. What the hell? Neither team shooting very well. Florida State's up 12. UNC Greensboro. Cameron Thomas, 22 a game from a freshman. Impressive. It's not bad. Not bad. Not a dude I've heard anything from in terms of draft stuff, but if you're in the SEC averaging 22 a game as a freshman, that's pretty freaking good. All SEC first team. That's pretty good, man. Gotta check out some draft guides, see where he's going. Nice move. And he leaves it short. Stop the ball. Nope, dribbled right in. Kind of a tough pass. 3-on-2. Oh, and he blew it. He got it back. Put it up. 12-10 LSU. I'm just not a fan of LSU's jerseys. I just don't get them. Big guy. 4-3. Wow, that was a deep one. That was clean. Clean and confident, boys. Number 4. Where are they? Oh, they're in Bloomington. I see. Foul called on LSU. Darius Days. No hesitation. Caught it and pulled it. Knocked it down. Impressive. Let's see. See if we can pull up anything else. National basketball. NCAA basketball. Yeah, that's what I would like to see. Come on, bro. What the fuck? I don't give a shit about the Mountain West tournament. People are threatening EJ Liddell after that tournament. Well, get the fuck out of here, people. What are you doing? My guy's like 22 years old. Come on. Playing a game. People got to get a fucking hold of themselves. It's ridiculous. Can't be sending shit to college students telling them to go kill themselves or threatening violence. What the fuck is wrong with people, man? Give me this UNC Greensboro game. Yeah, bitch, log me in. He's not even the reason they lost. They lost because they can't fucking take care of the ball. He doesn't knock down that three there at the end of the game. Towards the end of the game, like that doesn't go in. Florida State is just. Oh no, this is Florida State UNC Greensboro game. That's not what I wanted. I wanted the Eastern Washington Kansas game. Come on, bro. Well, Florida State's winning even going 0 for 8 from 3. To dominate in glass, though. Why? Oh well. Not pulling up. I know. It's ridiculous. Pulling it. Yeah, man. Like, need to see. Got a theory. Is it actually worth it getting the ball inside the paint for every possession? Like, how much better do teams actually shoot when they get the ball inside the paint? I need to do some research. But that type, but like paint touches, like actual paint touches, where the ball makes it into the actual paint, not just the elbow. Ooh, it's a tough move. Into the paint, like not just the block, not just the elbow, but like the paint, the key area. How many times does the ball make it in there? And then what is like the points per possession expectation from that possession? Like, how do teams actually shoot? Do they actually shoot better? Do they actually score better? Like, does that make as big of a difference? Like, if it's from one pat, like this possession right here from LSU, now we get it into paint and 2 points. Like, is it? You would assume that teams, of course, would score better when you get the ball into the middle, and then from there get a shot. You would assume that would be true, but like, how true is that? There it is, ball inside, 2 points. Hey, Bubba. I need to try to put together or see if I can nice fucking move. A statistical analysis of like, does it actually make a difference? And how big of a difference? Like, is it something where the ball should be in the paint, like just nominally? Like, do you just by getting the ball into the paint like once, is that enough of a difference, like mathematically, to not have it matter where the shot comes from, just as long as like the ball makes it into the paint? Like there, you got the offensive rebound, so they got another possession, and then the ball never went in and they missed. This one, fast break, just fucking bricks it. But then the ball ends up, offensive rebound, ball ends up in the paint, goes up, gets fouled. He's going to get 2 shots for a free throw. Like, is that going to be, like, are those possessions going to be, that possession is obviously going to be worth more. It's going to score more points, but like, is it worth it to get the ball into the middle, into the paint, just even nominally, not even if you're looking for a shot, but just to have somebody drive through? Like, I would assume so. I would assume that would make a big enough difference to mathematically warrant getting the ball inside. But then, like, why doesn't every team on every possession get the ball inside? Because some teams will just take the quickest, easiest shot they can get, especially in transition. You know, if they got a wide open 3, someone runs to the corner, they swing into the corner, knock down a 3. Like, I assume that those types of possessions would skew the math towards the non-paint touch possessions. But like, there's probably not enough of them to like overall take that over with. Like right here, like they're moving the ball. The Bonnies are moving the ball around. They get the ball inside, got fouled. Just absolutely got a shit rejected, but got fouled first. And so he's going to get 2 free throws. So it's like, is it better to get the ball inside early, or is it better to get the ball inside late? Like, what the timing and all that? We need to have a bit of statistical analysis on all of it, just to see, like, because like as a coach and as someone who watches basketball and someone who wants to teach basketball and talk about basketball, I want to see is it actually valuable enough to force the ball into the paint for every possession? Because if you score 1 point per possession, like if you score well enough, or like 1.2, 1.3 points per possession, you're fucking clipping, right? You're looking at 120, 130 points per 100 possessions. That's a high number. And so if you're doing that, like those are good numbers. Those are numbers you want to emulate, numbers you want to have. Is it worth it to force the ball into the paint and into the middle, even if you get like a bad shot? Like, even is a bad shot that comes from like a shot that you force, you drive in, you force, you're contested, you take a floater, you take a tough layup, you make a bad pass, like hard pass. Like, are those possessions still more valuable than the ones where you swing it and the ball never touches the paint and you score anyway? Like, are they more valuable down the line? Like, what? All of that stuff needs to be. Ooh, strong take. All of that stuff needs to be dissected. Okay. Florida State still up 10. I expect Florida State to finish that. I don't think UNC Greensboro is going to make that very interesting unless they start going on a run here, but I don't think that's going to happen. But that's okay. I like this guy. What's his name? Cameron? I don't know what his first name is. Can't remember what his first name is. But he's got a good look to him. Shot looks fine. Missed free throw there. But shot looks decent enough. Shot balanced, square, pretty good. Hey, buddy. Into the paint, 2 points. I don't know, man. I think it's legit. I think we need to do more research on it. Find out statistically what the difference is. How much more? Nice pass. Woo! Cameron Thomas. Oh, good strip. Oh, and you left the ball. You can't leave the ball. All right, we're going to run through the first half of this, the Bonnies and Tigers game. And we're going to call her good. On the first NCAA stream. Screen. They got the 2K view. I always enjoy the 2K view. Oh, you gotta dunk that shit, dog. Oh, you got fun. I always like it when they show the 2K view, just to see like, because that's the way a lot of us see basketball is through the 2K view. Because that's if you play 2K, that's how you play. You play in the 2K view. So when you watch the game like that, you can kind of see it. It makes more sense. It looks a little more familiar, as more of like an experiential type of thing. You know what I mean? Dude, it has been halftime for Eastern Washington and Kansas for like 35 minutes. Shouts to Rob Riggle. Just getting paid. Getting on everything nowadays. Also, shouts to the guy with him. I don't know what his name is. He's in Get Out. He's Daniel Kaluuya's friend in Get Out. I don't remember what his name. Oh, was it Rod? Yeah, it was Rod. Yeah, Rod from Get Out. Big shouts to him, too. Getting paid. Come on, man. How is it that all three games are paused right now? Dude, I swear, this is the longest fucking halftime I've ever seen. How is it still halftime for Kansas Eastern Washington? I'm just sitting here watching commercials on March Madness Live. Like, what the hell? Maybe my just sense of time has been gone because we've been doing this for over half an hour. But like, what is happening? Are they doing a fucking halftime show? Like, is the band coming out? Like, is Beyonce performing? Like, what the fuck is taking so long? Wow, Bonnies are just terrible. 6 of 27 from the field, bro. Whew. 2 of 9. That's like 22%. It's not good. I mean, LSU's not a whole lot better, but LSU's also got more talent, more athletes. Josh LeBlanc Sr. Interesting. My guy's already got himself a kid. As you can hear, me too. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hi, good boy. I know. I know it's ridiculous. I know it's ridiculous. Like, I swear to God, Florida State has gotten through 10 game minutes since Eastern Washington and Kansas went on halftime. They've gone through 10 game minutes, 11 game minutes. 11 game minutes. That's got to be at least 25 minutes in real time. At least. There's no way. Unfreaking believable. Well, Eastern Washington shooting the ball pretty well. Yeah, they're just out shooting Kansas right now, it looks like. 7-14, 48% from the field. Oh, they got a couple big old goofy white dudes. That's fun. Jumper's funky looking. That one's funky looking too. Well, we got funky looking jumpers. That's why you end up at Eastern Washington. Brad Nessler. Steve Lavin. Steve Lavin's another one. I wanted Steve Lavin to do well at St. John's. Kind of like Chris Mullen. I mean, Chris Mullen came in and Chris Mullen wasn't very good. Chris Mullen did not provide any of the two things that like Doc Rivers or Steve Nash or who the fuck was I talking about earlier? Patrick Ewing provided, where they get that initial bump and then, you kind of got to build after that when you get the, oh yeah, it's a foul. They didn't do any of that. They just were bad right off the bat and just never really got better after they got rid of Steve Lavin. Steve Lavin was decent. He was an okay coach. Kind of lost his sparkle after a while, but then they brought in Chris Mullen like he was going to do something. Chris Mullen just stunk the place up. We are finally back in the second half of Eastern Washington, Kansas. Eastern Washington brings a double. Swings it back out. Way off. Offensive rebound again. Hammers it home. Eastern Washington just feeding the fucking Bill Walton look-alike. He looks like a thick Bill Walton. There's a couple of dudes with a couple of white dudes with big old fros. Looks like 1970s Bill Walton if he gained like 40 pounds. Got the beard, got the hair. Oh, of course, and they're comparing him to 1970s Bill Walton right now. Of course, they are. Well, the resemblance is remarkable. Big, goofy looking white dudes with long curly hair and beards who play with a fucking headband. Don't come around very often. Eastern Washington, again, 50-40, man. Eastern Washington might take down Kansas if Kansas can't get their shit together. It just looks like bad defense from Kansas. Wasn't even like a great offensive possession. He just got it and just went to the fucking rim. And like no one stopped him. It's like Kansas, well, if you're not going to play any defense, it's going to be tough for you to win this game, especially when you're down 10. Ooh. Well, Kansas is already hitting the boards pretty hard. Just feeding the big dude. Just misses a shot, gets his own offensive rebound, lays it in. Just keep this dude out of the paint. Like, nice little turnaround hook shot by 33. McCormick from Kansas. Calling for it in the post again. Got denied that time. Just a bunch of white dudes with like 70s hair on this Eastern Washington team. Oh, Fader. No, he's way short. Cheese quesalupa looks legitimate. Taco Bell in general, just excellent. See, this is what I expected Kansas to be doing, is just bullying dudes. Just like every time someone tries to dribble the ball and they're just like, yeah, no, we play at Kansas. You're not going to be able to dribble the ball. They're just feeding the post, going to work. Lefty hook, nice. That's a smooth move. It's a little herky jerky, kind of swung the ball out a little bit, but he made it work. Already got 4 baskets here in the second half. Good screen. Going a little pick and pop action from the top. They rotate it over. Oh, nice cut. Oh, and he just missed him. Good hands, good defensive tip. That's a charge. God, I fucking hate charges. Charges are so dumb. Oh. LSU putting a little run together. Putting a little run together, take control of this game. Bonnie's got to get a shot here. Bonnie's got to get a good look. Oh, look at UNC Greensboro making this a game. 3-point game, boys. 7 minutes to go. I stand corrected. I didn't think he'd get any closer than 8. Oh, that's a bad shot. That's a bad shot. I know, buddy. All right, I got to wrap this up. Peace.